Clinton, a regional nonprofit organization focused on promoting business growth, building community, and advocating for the sustainable economic success of the greater Clinton region. Grow Clinton This Morning, a program in partnership with KROS.
Well, pleasure to have in studio with us Lesley Webster of Grow Clinton Convention and Visitors Bureau. And we got some things that are coming up.
We do.
Mardi Gras Parade just a week away from today.
That's right. All of the Halloween stuff actually already started. We had Sip and Stroll last week, and Trick or Treat at the airport was over the weekend. So now they can go out and trick or treat in both Clinton and Fulton on the 29th. Saturday. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Mardi Gras Parade, like you said, on 31st.
How did those other two events go?
I saw such amazing pictures from the Sip and Stroll. Did you see any of them on Facebook?
No.
The Citizens First group, all dressed up like bank robbers. It was hilarious. So it looked like everybody had a great time.
Well, that is bank robbers. That's great.
Yes.
That is good. So, again, Mardi Gras Parade, we're going to actually have Gene Bycom and Mary Jo Dobson in studio tomorrow at 9:15 to talk about them. Then I always have to ask Mary Jo every year, why is it called the Mardi Gras Parade?
Does she ever give you a good answer?
Yes, she does. Of course she does.
What's the reason?
I can't ever remember. That's why I ask her every year. Because
this is one of the questions I get asked all the time, and I'm like, this has been around since long before me. Yes. I don't know.
I think it's like about 60 years now. Something
really?
Like that, yeah.
And it's always been Mardi Gras.
It's always been the Mardi Gras. So listen tomorrow at 9:15,
and
Mary Jo will explain to everyone why it's called the Mardi Gras Parade. But it's a great parade, always well attended, and of course, usually
I'm trying to convince my boss that we should close the office early that day because, everybody needs to get out and get their spots.
That's right. So now November 5th, a couple of events coming up.
Right. So believe it or not, it's already going to be November next week, which is just crazy. So that very first weekend in November, there are two big things happening in town. One is that Wild Rose is hosting the 80s hairband Slaughter. So you can get out there and get your headbang on, I guess.
There you go. That sounds a good way of putting it. Thank you.
So that is Saturday, November 5th. The doors open at 7. The show's at 8. Tickets are $25. You just need to get a hold of Wild Rose for that.
All right. And then something that's kind of interesting and
right up my alley.
You might be there.
I mean, I was alive in the 80s, but the 80s hairband was not my scene. Murder Mystery Dinner Party, that's my scene. So that is also November 5th. The George Curtis Mansion is hosting it. And I was talking to Karen, who is kind of helping oversee it, and it just sounds so cool. So it comes with your dinner. They'll have dinner all set up on the main floor there. And then throughout the evening, as you get to see kind of the action going and get the clues, you get to start forming your opinion and asking questions. Well, then at some point you get to go upstairs, and the actors are kind of spread out throughout the rooms upstairs, and you get to go to the different rooms and interview them and try to figure out who done it.
Well, that sounds great. Now, I would imagine, is it limited to the number of people who can participate?
It is limited. The number is a lot higher than you would think. I didn't realize you can fit, I think it's like 70 people for dinner on that main floor.
Wow.
So it is limited. But there's a large number. Like, get your friends. And, of course, you want to make sure you're seated at the table with your friends. So call them and book that. And you just can get your tickets at Clinton Printing, actually.
Okay, yeah. Okay, very good. So that is November 5th. What time's everything get started? Probably in the evening,
It looks like it's 6 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
Right, and you have to have reservations. You cannot just show up.
You can't just show up.
Right.
There you go. So that should be a lot of fun. I wonder if they've ever done anything like that before.
They have. So I guess they used to do this annually before COVID. And as I understand, I think this is the first one back since COVID.
Okay, so contact Clinton Printing November 5th for the Murder Mystery.
Yep, $40 a ticket.
Should be a lot of fun. Now, we've also got a Christian music event coming up.
Right. So John Dale, who's the guy that did all of the organizing and promoting for the Kingdom Bound Festival this past summer, I guess just a couple months ago, he's already working on next year. They've already announced Colton Dixon as one of the headliners for next year. But he is also bringing this smaller concert called, the group is called I Am They, and it is Friday, November 11th at Bethel Church in Fulton. And that is a limited number. It is a smaller venue. Off the top of my head, I don't remember the number of tickets, maybe 350 or something like that. So, which is much smaller, of course, than the festival that was, kind of unlimited. So go ahead and you can find that online. You can find it on Kingdom Bound page. You can find it on John Dale's page, and you can buy tickets online on Eventbrite.
All right. I would imagine he'd be more than pleased if 350 people showed up.
I'm sure he would. And he has some pretty good success. So I know he said when Jordan Felice was here a couple years ago, before he was a big name, that they had maxed out the 600 seat venue at that time.
So that's Friday, November 11th. So you got 2-3 weeks to get that lined up. Again, visiting with Lesley Webster. Now, you tell me you're going to get to see the Mississippi River from south to north.
Right. So as part of my position, I applied for and was given an appointment by the governor to the Mississippi River Parkway Commission. So a lot of times that just involves going to meetings, but it is really fascinating because I'm one of the few tourism people on these big commissions. So it is really interesting to see that perspective of people who really love the river, care about it, want to make sure that our highway, I mean, the Great River Road is an all-American highway. The fact that we got that designation is huge. There are not a whole lot of them in the country. So I am responsible for the Iowa length of it. So I do get to do a sign inventory coming up here real soon, which basically involves driving down the road. And every time I see one of those Great River Road signs, which we have several here in Clinton, they look like a paddle wheel. So it's a green and white sign. And so next time, hopefully you'll see it and be like, oh, that's what she's talking about. So I get to stop at every single one of them and document it, take a picture.
Any idea how many signs there are?
I don't.
You're going to know, though.
Yes, and that's really the point. So we're trying to, as a commission, to finish it up for all. There are, I believe, 14 scenic byways in the state of Iowa. And so it's the Iowa Scenic Byways Commission that's sponsored through the DOT and funded by that. So that is part of this commission. I just happen to be on both commissions. So we are trying to get all of them done before the end of the year, so that way we can put it into the state budget for next year if we need signage.
So you can get started on that this week.
Yes, I'm hoping to do at least half of it on Thursday is my plan. So,
boy, that's going to be a big undertaking. You have to get up early and because you go down to Keokuk.
Down to Keokuk. And originally I was thinking, well, I would leave Wednesday afternoon and do the half of it. And then I realized I can't. I actually have to be in town for Wednesday. So I will leave Thursday.
All right, very good. So glad to have you in on Grow Clinton. Of course, now heard Mondays at 9:05, and you and the other two girls kind of rotate coming in. So besides this, what are the things you're going to be working on over the winter months?
Well, I also have coming up next week, actually already, I'm going to the Central Iowa Travel Resource, or CITR, Central Iowa Travel something with an R. And what it is it's a travel show where I will go and I will have a booth that will be presenting the Clinton-Fulton region and saying, hey, you should come here, and this is why you should bring your bus trip here, and things like that. So that will be the first time I've done this, so I'm excited about that and getting to show off what we have and explain to people why they should come and bring their groups here.
Where's that going to be at?
It's in Ankeny.
Oh, okay. All right, very good.
Which are my old stomping grounds. I was there back in the late 80s, early 90s when we had like 2 restaurants or something. And now that is a huge city.
Yeah, it's a little different from when you were back there then.
The last time I was there, I met up with my aunt and uncle for dinner, and they gave me the address. It was Ankeny. And I drove up and I said, I don't have any idea where I am in Ankeny. And they said, oh, this didn't exist when you lived here. Yeah,
because they went from one high school to 2 high schools, and I think they're getting ready to add a 3rd high school.
I think so. I have a friend that actually coaches basketball there.
Oh, okay. Very good. Yeah. So if people want to find out more information about what you're all up to in Grow Clinton, how can they best do that?
Follow us on social media. It's going to be the most accurate, most timely information. So visit Clinton, Iowa, or visit Fulton is going to get you all of the different tourism events. You can, of course, follow Grow Clinton to find out all of the different business and economic development things that are going on in the region. Follow us there.
All right. And we're going to have Andy Sokolovich on Thursday on our FYI program. Looking forward to catching up with Andy.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.